Hey guys, how are you? David here from TechSocial.com. I just wanted to talk about something real quick for a few minutes. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, but I wanted to get this out there now because, quite frankly, this subject kind of depresses me. I'm not gonna lie, it actually makes me feel sick to my stomach. So I wanted to get these thoughts out there while they're fresh in my head, because unfortunately, this is a day that is going to happen sooner than later, it seems, and that is the day that Steve Jobs passes away. Unfortunately, due to cancer. Why we live in a world filled with such deadly diseases, I will never understand that. Tonight, I saw a video by Chris Pirillo. If you don't know who he is, his channel link is right below my video. Hopefully you know who he is. He's pretty famous in the tech world in terms of geeks. And today he made a video, a very brave video, in my opinion, where he took about 11 or 12 minutes or so to explain his thoughts on Steve Jobs' upcoming death. First of all, I want to say, unfortunately, that's life. We all die at some point. Mitzi, psst, get. Sorry, distractions. Unfortunately, we all die eventually, and that's just life. But unfortunately, in Steve Jobs' case, he's going to die sooner than expected. Now, let me get this out there real quick. You know me, I'm a very, very positive thinking and optimistic person. I like to think optimistically whenever possible, but I'm not gonna lie here. I do have a very bad feeling about this. Also, let me say, I am not one to gossip about people's deaths or anything like that, because I don't really think that's tasteful of me or anyone else. But the way Chris Pirillo handled it was very professional, and I'm trying to mirror what he's doing, so do not be offended by my video. And if you are, I sincerely do apologize for that, because you know I'm not that kind of person to gossip about anyone's death, because honestly, I would rather ignore this than think about it, so that's why I'm getting this video out now. Anyway, again, these are just my thoughts, and my video is going to be totally jumbled in terms of how organized everything is. So, the purpose of this video is to express my condolences for Steve Jobs. Yes, he's not dead yet, but unfortunately, it's going to happen eventually, and this is a day I've been dreading for years. So I just wanted to get this video done now, because when, unfortunately, he does die, I am not making a follow-up video discussing my thoughts, because that's going to be really rough on me. And honestly, I don't think I can handle those kind of emotions on camera. So, yeah. So I just want to say, Steve Jobs, I know you're not going to watch this, obviously. Well, actually, who knows? But it's not one for me. I mean, I'm not one to talk about people's deaths in videos, as I probably already mentioned. This is like my third take. But I want to mention that my thoughts are out there for Steve Jobs, his family, and his friends. And I hope that things improve. And if they don't, then it has been a great ride. I switched to the Mac platform in 2004. And beforehand, I honestly did not know anything about Apple or Steve Jobs. I did not know that the company was so passionate. I will never forget the first day, the first time I watched Steve Jobs announce the iMac G5. Or maybe it was Phil Schiller. Either way, I never knew a company could be so freaking, passionate about a computer. I couldn't believe the art and design they put into the iMac G5, and when they announced the Mac Mini and the iPad, the iPad, but thinking more back in 2005 or whatever, when they announced the iPod Photo, simple things like that really amazed me, and they still do amaze me. So I want to talk about Apple for a minute in terms of Apple after Steve Jobs. I see a lot of people saying that Steve Jobs is, that Apple is dead when Steve Jobs dies, and no. I have to totally disagree. This is where my optimism really kicks in. Apple without Steve Jobs, yes, will certainly be different and downright depressing at first, and it's honestly something I don't want to think about, but I really feel like I gotta get my thoughts out there. But I really feel like Apple is not in trouble after Steve Jobs passes away. Yes, the stock market is going to take a huge hit. That's practically a fact. But I feel that Apple has been... Apple is... Okay, believe me, Apple is not a stupid company. Apple is very smart. They know this moment is coming. They are preparing. I'm sure Steve Jobs has a list of visionary topics that Apple wants to pursue and hopefully make public one day. And believe me, guys, I don't work for Apple. I don't know anybody at Apple personally, obviously. But I do know Apple is a very smart company. Yes, they have made their bad choices in the past, but in my opinion, well, and it's a fact, you have to make mistakes in life to make the most of life. Whether that's somebody's quote, I don't know. But yes, you definitely have to make mistakes in life to make the most of life. Because without mistakes, you don't know what to succeed upon. Okay, this is not the best way of explaining things, but I really, really hope you understand where I'm coming from with this video. So to recap real quick, Steve Jobs, we are sorely, sorely going to miss you. And like Chris Pirillo mentioned in his video, if anybody posts a rude comment or negative comment regarding Steve Jobs dying and thinks it's a joke and like they celebrate it as Steve Jobs, as Chris Pirillo put it in his original video, you will instantly be blocked. You will lose my respect, because to joke about anybody's death is not even a joke. Yes, I just said joke twice. Think of Steve Jobs. Okay, think of Steve Jobs as, I don't know, your father or your uncle or someone in your family. What if they were to die tomorrow and you see people on Twitter celebrating their death? How the hell would that make you feel? I don't know about you, but that would put me to tears. That would make me lose faith in humans as a whole. People are amazing. Like Chris said, people inspire people, technology inspires technology. So my point of this topic is whether you like Steve Jobs or whether you do not agree with Steve Jobs, because I know a lot of people don't agree with his ways, and I totally see why. But me personally, I agree with most of the things he's said in regards to against Flash, because I don't like Flash. Yes, I certainly have not agreed with everything he said, but my point is, I know I'm rambling a lot, is you got to respect the man for who he is. You got to respect for what he has brought to the table of technology. Without the Mac and without the iPod and certainly without the iPad, especially the iPhone, technology would not be what we know as today. Yes, I realize I'm not as happy as I usually am because, well, this is a very depressing topic. But again, please respect my privacy when Steve Jobs does die. Please do not ask me what are my thoughts on Steve Jobs' death. Will you upload a video? Because I honestly feel there is no need to upload a video. I want to respect his wishes and his family's privacy. So, yes, this is kind of going against that thought right now. I do want to mention, if you want to see photos of Steve Jobs, just go to my Facebook at facebook.com/DavidDeFranco. I was fortunate enough to actually meet Steve Jobs in person in 2004, I believe. No, 2006. 2006 at New York City at the Fifth Avenue store, the Apple store on Fifth Avenue, you know, the famous glass cube, the grand opening. Ironically, this was a week before I got my Panasonic camcorder. So if I would have gotten my camcorder a week early, I would have gotten video of him. But at least I got something. Something's better than nothing, obviously. So I was fortunate enough to see him in person and get pictures of him and actually hear him speak in person. And that is something I will never forget. I wish the best of the future of Steve Jobs, I know I keep saying that weird, and his family and friends, and my prayers are out there with you, Steve, and God bless, and may Apple continue to be a wonderful and innovative company that will introduce many amazing products. Okay, guys, I really can't talk. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to post a video response to this video, I will accept you, as long as it's a good video, and I will see you guys very soon.